Creative Citizens project as a whole is one of the first big Connected Communities bids that was funded by the AHRC, and it aims to look at the value of creativity in communities. How do people who are involved in all kinds of different creative activities add value to the lives of their communities? If you go to any city in the world, you'll find lots of people are involved in what we call the cultural industries or the creative economy. They're media professionals, they're already working in advertising or film or digital agencies or television or music and so on, and they're making a living. They're part of a formal economic network. But there's also hundreds of thousands of people who are on the fringes of that network, who are independent filmmakers, who are artists, who are musicians, who are painters, who are in and out of that network or aspire to be part of that network. And those people also have an impact upon the life of the communities as a whole. So those are informal creative networks, and that's what we're focusing on in this strand. So what we did here in Bristol was to look around our world and see who are the kind of people that we might be interested in working with. And we came upon South Blessed, which is a network of young people involved in music, hip-hop, graffiti, fashion, a lot of different sorts of creative activities. So what was interesting for us was that actually it existed as a website, as a Facebook community, as a Twitter community, but principally as a collection of over 1,000 music videos that Vince Badu had curated and collected over a period of a few years.
So South Blessed is essentially in two halves. So there's an online platform, which is where visual media from around the southwest of England is all in one place, so that people can find varieties of content, but they're always created by or about somebody in the southwest of England. And the other half of South Blessed is the physical studio that we're in right now, where a lot of content is created. We do training, videos, documentaries, music videos, that sort of stuff.
It's like, there's only so far I can go, because bad luck is coming 3 times in a row. Remove the padlock and I'ma take the keys to the globe. Yeah, this man's got a couple rogue genes to his bones. And
Bristol being a very musical city, and Bristol being at the centre of most of the content that is on there, even though it's for the whole southwest of England.
I entered the session with limes, entered the session with lions.
So I think to summarise it, it is essentially kind of giving a voice, or not necessarily giving a voice, but giving a chance for voices to be heard in an unfiltered way.
The impact that we're hoping to support or to have is the business plan for South Blessed will be better when we finish working with them than when we started. And for that reason, we've actually been co-producing a comic with them. And so actually having an asset, a piece of intellectual property that they can actually put into the marketplace and sell is a really important way of securing the long-term future of the network.
So once the idea of the graphic novel had come about, we were really looking for somebody who could work as an illustrator on the project. The script was Vince's creation, and so we needed somebody who could bring that to life visually. Way, aka Silent Hobo, is a well-known street artist in Bristol, and we soon realised that his style perfectly embodied the notion both of Indigo Babies but also Bristol culture too. So we invited Way to collaborate on the project, and it turned out to be a great fit.
So basically Vince has been in charge of the production. My role was just to sort of visualise what his ideas are and put it onto paper. So he's got an idea and I just make it sort of come to life basically. He'll come up with a concept. He sort of sent me photos of how he based on some of his friends as well. And yeah, so I'll just add my sort of bit of flair and style to it, and then we'll sort of come back and see where we come with both my ideas and his ideas, and then we sort of come up with a sort of solution, or just sort of develop it from there basically.
Indigo Baby essentially is somebody who was born relatively close to this generation, who's grown up with certain technologies being around and being standard to them, who has a genuine feeling on the inside that the world can get to an optimistic place.
Our big aim is to try to understand at a macro level what these activities might mean. So we're working very much at a grassroots level with individual people collecting their stories, but what we really want to do is to be able to then draw that information together so that we have a picture of how these activities create value that then policymakers might be able to use.
It's in that kind of interlinking between creativity, citizenship and new media technologies, and there's some very exciting emergent technologies which are out there at the moment, and it's being able to properly investigate and capture the potential and the value of that mix, basically, of that mesh of those different elements.
Because it's clear to us that actually when you talk about creative economy policy, or you talk about education, or you talk about training, or you talk about the general work of making communities stronger and more sustainable, creativity has probably got a key role to play. And what we hope overall is that we can actually put a message together that policymakers find useful when they think about those different fields.